So we've got big news coming in Raid Shadow Legends because Plarium put out this post over on X/Twitter talking about some big changes coming to the way that fragments are going to work with some of the champions that we have in our fragment fusion portal that are just sitting there, where we have like random fragments laying around for champions that we're never going to fuse. They're finally addressing this issue and giving us a solution to this. So I want to walk you through what's going on and then give you my thoughts on if it's good, bad, or anything I would have done different and all that good stuff. So first of all, they've got this section here with the core mechanics: transfer unspent champion fragments into exchange points, and then 1 exchange point equals 1 legendary fragment, or you can get a 1/5 ratio by doing 5 epic champion fragments to get an exchange point as well. Which means in the context of this system, Plarium views legendaries as 5 times more valuable, or legendary fragments 5 times more valuable than epic fragments. Champions whose fragments can be transferred are marked by a broken fragment icon, which is going to look like this, and then in the fragment summon tab at the portal. So looks like it's not going to be applying to every single thing. It's just going to be some of those champions that they deem as a broken fragment summon, which is going to mean you can transfer those fragments you don't need anymore into a more universal resource. And that universal resource is going to be these exchange points that you can turn in to fragment exchange chests, which are going to cost 5 exchange points to open 1 exchange chest. So you're going to need to either do 5 fragments from legendary champions or 25 fragments from an epic fragment champion. And for those that have a ton of the fragments saved up, probably people like me that have been playing for years, you can only open up to 10 of these chests per week, and the limit gets reset every Monday at midnight UTC. And I believe UTC is 6 hours ahead of me in middle of USA Central Time. So 6 hours ahead of me, that means midnight, it's going to be at like 6 p.m. for me. So I believe this is like the daily reset on Monday. Usually the daily reset for me is like 6 or 7 p.m. So somewhere around the Monday daily reset is when these chests are going to refresh, I think, just kind of thinking off the top of my head here. And it looks like similar to how the Forge works, you can either open these one at a time or do a 10 pull, opening your 10 for the week all at once. But it's going to take a lot of fragments to open up 10 of these, because you're either going to need, it looks like if each one is 5 exchange points, you're either going to need to hit your cap of 10, you're going to need to use 50 legendary fragments, or you would need to use 250 epic fragments. So going to be very hard to get it from the epic side of things, but there's going to be some people that have enough saved up to hit this cap for like 2 or 3 weeks probably, if they've been doing a lot of the fragment events and they got a lot of them sitting around in there. But then each one of these exchange chests is going to be giving you a random assortment of these rewards they've got right here. High Mother mod fragments. So you're going to be able to basically exchange your old fragments and do fragments for a new upcoming champion that we don't know anything about. They clarify that down here at the bottom, where they say a brand new legendary support champion. That's all we know, legendary support. So it's not going to be a mythical or an epic or anything like that. It's just going to be a legendary support, but we don't know if it's going to be a healer, a reviver, or whatever's going to be involved with the kit here, if it's good, bad, or anything like that. But High Mother mod will be an exclusive champion to this method of acquisition, which is going to be trading in these old fragments to get enough to go ahead and pull enough chests to summon her, because you're not going to be getting fragments every single time, I don't think. It says random assort, well, one of the following random rewards. So yeah, we don't know. Like do we get, every time we pull these Mother mod fragments, do we get 5? Do we get 10? Do we get 25? Like, we don't know. We don't know how many times we have to hit this RNG to summon High Mother mod from these fragments. We might get 1 a piece, and it's random. So yeah, there's a lot of mechanics within the system that I just can't tell you if it's a good or a bad system, because Plarium, they always like put out little things to tease us, and then they don't give us enough information to accurately assess how good or bad it's going to be. And I think the reason they do that is I think they want to see how something is received, and then be able to still pull some levers on the back end to go ahead and adjust things if it's going to be like positive or negative and all that kind of stuff after they see the initial reactions. Because I mean, if I'm getting XP brews instead of the new champion fragments, that's going to be a huge letdown, and there's only 1 of these random rewards per chest. So you might pull one of these chests, trade in a bunch of fragments, and get like, you know, 6 or 7 XP brews, and you're like, are you kidding me? Like, really? So yeah, this is this has potential to be really rough, because not only is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or whatever different rewards, but you also have segments within these. So like the greater potions have 4 different, and then the XP brews have 4 different. So like there's a possibility that you've got like 17 different things in here. So if you're like really looking for a legendary tome, your odds might be like 1/17 to actually hit that. And if you're looking for these fragments, again, it might be like 1/17 to hit that. This may be a very, very long stretch goal and a lot of RNG involved to actually be able to get this champion. But let's go ahead and pop on out and see what I've got here for fragments. I could trade this in. You divide this number by 5, and that's how many you get. So, you know, I don't know, like 15 or something of these fragments to pull towards a chest, which means I could trade this in for like 3 pulls. Oh, I was waiting to pull Zinogre during CVC, so we can go ahead and light that up now. And boom, there we go. Let's go ahead and add Zinogre to our account for the, what is it, 30k or whatever, 30k points for acquiring her during CVC. Yep, there we go. Okay, so yeah, but like I got a bunch of these fragments sitting here, and like Kreela, I'm never really gonna pull this for sure. I don't think I would ever do Versal for another copy of Brago. Like, there's lots of them that I'll be able to get in here. So I'll be able to get you a decent sample size on pulling these different chests and seeing what these rewards are looking like. And I'll definitely be able to pull enough to probably hit at least 1 pull of getting the fragments to hit my account. And I need to know if it's 1 fragment, 5, 10, 20. I need to know how many times you hit that chest to be able to get the fragments to acquire the new support champion. And yeah, all in all, like it's going to be the exact same take that it always is when I talk about new things that Plarium is introducing to the game. It's the same exact take every time. It's, I like the concept and it's something that needs to happen, but I don't like how much information they're giving us, and I don't really agree fully with how it's being executed, which is the take I have every single thing for the last 5 years when something new is coming to Raid. But like, this is definitely something that needs to happen. Like, what I mean is, we can't have all these fragments just sitting here wasting away. This has been something that creators and people in the community have been talking about for years. We need some solution to trade these in for books or for energy or something to trade these wasted fragments away. So I will give them a positive note for addressing that issue, and they're at least going to be coming up with a solution finally, but it's looking like it's going to be a little bit of an underwhelming way to go about it. I would have rather had it be something like trade this in for universal fragments that you can put towards fragment events at like half the value or something. So like if you get 200 universal fragments, now you can save those up, and like maybe you can just skip a fragment event champion because it takes 100 fragments to get it. You can cash in your universals, cash in 200 of them, and just go ahead and collect that champion. And then eventually you'd run out of your universal fragments. But that would be a way for you to have a little bit more control as a player and a way to kind of know what you're getting, instead of this like crazy 17 different outcomes, tons of RNG method where you're either going to be super mad because you got brews, or you're going to be happy for getting fragments for this champion. But we also don't even know, and maybe this High Mother champion is a complete meme. Maybe it's like the 250th best champion in the game, and we're like, eh. So like, there's so many moving parts to this. We'll obviously get a dedicated video out testing and grading High Mother Maud as soon as we can. As soon as I have access to her, I will get everything up to date, and I'm sure the HH Gaming tier list will be updated to include her and all that, and we'll be able to know if it's actually worth really pursuing and trading these in or not. And I will also host a poll over on the community tab. If you would like to vote, we'll ask if your opinion is positive or negative on this fragment change. You know, and it's kind of a tough one. I would say overall, right now, I would lean towards positive. If I had to pick positive or negative, I would lean towards positive, because at least they're letting us trade these in for rewards, which is better than them sitting there. And if High Mother Maud is actually a good champion, then it would make sense. I just worry if it's going to take too long, if it's going to take like 4 years of trading in these fragments to get High Mother Maud, and then at that point, do you even need her, because the game has been power crept to make her irrelevant. So there is still some things that could definitely make this head into the negative direction for me, but if I had to vote right now, I would say I lean in the positive direction, because they're at least addressing something that needs to be addressed. So yeah, I appreciate all of you, and remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy Raid Shadow Legends content. I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace.